Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level,
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Jobs are plentiful, wages are going up.
That means we have now created over 2 million jobs in total since I took office. More jobs than ever been created in the first 4 months of any presidency in modern history. And wages went up for American workers.
The consumer is fine. Wages are up. Jobs are plentiful. So
wages are up. Wages are up. It's unbelievable to hear that. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Okay, the market's down nearly 500 points again today. No surprise. And I love it. I love what they do. When the market goes down, they come up with a story instead of telling the truth. Oh, the reason why the market's down another 500 points today is because of Russia. They may start invading Ukraine. Give me a break. That's not what's going on. Let me tell you what's going on. And that's why I've always said to you, you got to learn that when we have a situation after 14 years, we've been driving a stock market up, not with earnings, not with bottom line profits. All we did is manipulate the market through what they call quantitative easing, printing all this money, buy treasuries to drop those yields low to push up only one product. Big tech, big tech, big tech. The same 5-6 stocks for 14 years. You didn't think that was going to come to an end? You know, inflation. Let me tell you why there's inflation. Always one reason for inflation. They can tell you all the other crap. Inflation occurs because they print money for the wealthy, so the wealthy can get more wealthy. And that's what QE has been for 14 years while screwing everybody on Main Street. Well, now they've really gotten screwed because this is nuts. This is nuts. Now they're going to turn around and taper. Think about what they're saying. They're going to turn around now and start raising rates. They're going to start raising rates. And they've already started taper. Think about this. They started taper, remember, back in November of 2021? They started taper from 120 billion down to 105. And now they're going to go to 90. Then they're going to go to 60 billion. At a time when for 10 straight months, paychecks are not keeping up with inflation. Let me tell you about these people that keep lying. Powell, all of these people. Wages are not keeping up. Look, I don't care what Biden says or Diamond says or the fake business network says or members of Congress says, especially the Senate and the House Banking Committee, those crooks, those representatives. They're supposed to keep our nation, our economy on a sound footing, and they don't. They're supposed to take care of the middle class, and they haven't. But they all have in common, these people, is no moral sense about the truth. Just like wages. Wages are up. No, they're not. Hourly wages for the past 12 months are down nearly 2%. They've been lying. They're not up. Adjusted for inflation, wages are down nearly 2%. In fact, this is the 10th straight decline in wages. But that's not what you hear.
Jobs are plentiful, wages are going up.
They lie to cover themselves. 10 straight declines. At the same time, corporations have negative earnings, negative bottom line, negative profits. What are you, nuts? At the same time that wages are not going up, wages are going down. At the same time, our companies, the earnings are negative. The S&P earnings, I've told you 100 times. Stop listening to the earnings in 2020, the profits, the bottom line were negative 4%. In 2021, the earnings, the bottom line, the profits, negative 21%. The only way they could get the stocks to go up 16% when earnings or profits and bottom line were down negative 4% is through printing money and $520 billion of it to do stock buybacks. The only way in 2021, when the stock market went up 27%, but profits were down 21%, how do they get the gains? How do they get stock prices up 27% when profits are negative 21%? Think about that. Through stock buybacks. They print $850 billion to do stock buybacks. But after 14 years of it, it's over. The economy cannot, and I kept telling you this for weeks and weeks, it cannot keep absorbing the inflation, this tremendous inflation from printing all this money to buy treasuries to drop interest rates down to keep pushing up these tech stocks for 14 years. And then they have to sit there and lie to you and tell you wages are up. That's a bull-faced lie. We just saw, the numbers just came out. Inflation, 7%. The CPI, 7%. But that too is a lie. That's a lie. It's not 7%. And by the way, that was the largest 12-month inflation increase that we've seen since the 80s. The real inflation number was 14%. But remember what I told you the other day. When the CPI is figuring inflation, remember the biggest number, the biggest contribution to inflation to get that number is housing. And remember, housing went up 14% in the last quarter. But they only used 2% of the 14%. Remember, housing contributes 33% to that 7%, but they didn't use the 14%. They only used 2%. You can't believe a word they're saying. And that's why it's so important that to understand. You can't taper. How can you taper when manufacturing is peaked? Production has peaked. Employment has peaked. And here's the big one. China has peaked. You're being lied to. Powell doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. Oil's at a 7-year high, and he's going to start raising. Think about this. Oil's at a 7-year high. We're going to hit $100 a barrel, and he's going to raise rates when wages are down, adjusted for inflation. When coffee's up 92%, go get some chicken, up 52%. Beef's up 25%. Gasoline, 55%. Heating oil, 45%. And he's going to raise rates starting in March. Your credit card's going to go up. All your payments and student loan payments, your credit card payments, your house improvement loans are going to go up. This is nuts. They never are truthful with us. Never are truthful. Powell, let me tell you. Why would anyone think we'd be so lucky that he can taper from 120 billion to 105 billion to 90 billion to 60 billion and everything's going to be just fine? What are you, nuts? You got, and we're happy. Here at Phil's Gang, we're happy because we're making money today as the market's down another 500 points. The market has been stuck now in this range. Remember what I told you. The biggest day that you have to remember in history is January 24th, when we had that 1,000-point drop. And the plunger team came in and rallied the market back up, not just 1,000, but 1,200 points. And they did that for the next 5 days. Every time the market went down 500 points, they rallied back up 500. Down 700, rallied back up 700. That is the point you got to remember. You got to remember that date. I'll give it to you again, January 24th, and you got to remember the low at 420.76. When the market breaks that low, makes a new low, put your helmet on because it's over. But not for us, because we'll be making money shorting, and you should too. It's not that hard.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
The economy's in good shape. Earnings are great.
Can you believe that? Earnings are great. Earnings are great. Earnings are negative. Earnings are the same thing as bottom lines. Earnings, same thing as profits. They're negative, but they lie. You got to stop listening to these people. You know, I get kicked out. They keep on telling us here. Listen to this. I couldn't believe this when I heard this. Listen to this.
It was back in July, you said inflation was going to be temporary. I think a lot of Americans are wondering what your definition of temporary is.
Well, you're being a wise guy with me a little bit.
Being a wise guy? That's a fair question. That's a fair question. What do you mean wise guy? Now listen to this.
When can Americans expect some relief from this soaring inflation?
According to Nobel laureates, 14 of them that contacted me and a number of corporate leaders.
14 Nobel laureates or whatever they were that contacted him. Think about what he's saying. 14 Nobel laureates, whoever the hell they are, contacted him. And corporate leaders, the CEOs who are causing this, through stock buybacks, who are causing all this to happen through stock. Oh, it's going to eat. That's who we're going to listen to? I'll tell you what. You want to know when inflation is up and when the docks are going to be ready? You don't send down to the docks in California, the docks in Atlanta, the docks in New York, with these union workers. These are tough guys. They've worked there 20, 30 years on the dock. You're talking about the toughest of the toughest. Marines would cower if these guys walk past them. And you're going to send down Buttigieg, whatever the hell his name is, Mayor Pete. You're going to send out Mayor Pete with his husband, with the twins, and they're going to talk to these guys and tell them, here's how we're going to straighten this out. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? And they've lied to us. Mayor Pete's lied to us. The president's lied to us. They're saying this all started with the pandemic. No, it didn't start with the pandemic. Where this started was in 2008 when they started with the $3 trillion, the first $3 trillion they printed. Remember the QE1, the QE2, the twist, QE4. That's when this started. It started again in 2014, 2015, when they keep printing and printing and printing. For what reason? To keep interest rates at zero so they can keep pushing the stock prices up of tech stocks. The real truth is, where does inflation come from? Printing money to make the rich richer. And how do you make them richer? Printing money to get the interest rates down to zero so they can borrow money, so the CEOs can borrow money and do stock buybacks. Stock buybacks. In 2021, the 21% gain we had in stocks all came from stock buybacks. If you took those stock buybacks out, the market wouldn't have moved up 27% in 2021. Wouldn't have rallied 16% in 2020. I mean, think about it. 2020, the market rallies 20%, but profits are negative 4%. 2021, they rally 27%, but the profits are negative. The bottom line is negative, 21%. They don't care. This whole scam was just keep on getting interest rates down, keep pushing those yields down to push those big stocks up. This all started. This is not the pandemic. That's not when this started, all this inflation, all the problems we had. Are you nuts? No. It didn't start with there. It started, I'll tell you when it started. It first started with the first CARES Act program, $2.2 trillion they printed. Remember that? To send everybody $1,200. To extend unemployment, send everybody $800. To send $150 billion for healthcare providers and hospitals. And then remember when Biden got into office, and the same day he got into office, he printed $3 trillion for stock buybacks. He printed $6.5 trillion to get to the brokerage houses. He printed $500,000. Went to security dealers on Wall Street. He printed $500,000. Went to foreign central banks. He printed $2 trillion to purchase treasuries. Treasuries, again, get those interest rates down to push up the 7 big tech stocks. You know them all: Amazon, Google, Nvidia, Facebook. Push those up because they'll push the S&P up, and the S&P don't need profits. The same day, they printed $5 trillion to purchase corporate debt. Monetization of debt, they call it. Big fancy word. Monetization of debt. What the hell's that? They go to the corporations that they bailed out when Obama and before Obama, we had Baby Bush. Remember what they did? They wouldn't take and go into recession. And that meant they decided to keep these bad corporations that weren't making money. They decided to keep them alive, and they're still alive today. All that money has been drained out to go to companies that are bad players that aren't making money, and they're propping them up. And they go in and they buy their debt. They keep buying. They go and they buy their treasuries, and then they buy their furniture. They buy anything to keep them giving them cash. They printed another $6 trillion the same day he got in office for government debt. Yeah, because the government's in trouble. So they went and they bought all the $6 trillion government debt so they could pay their bills. That's the first day he was in office. The inauguration, the day of the inauguration, he went to the office and he printed $3 trillion, $6 trillion, $500,000, $2 trillion, $1 trillion, $5 trillion, another $6 trillion. Give me a break. What are you, nuts? That's what contributed to where we are today. Don't give me this. It had to do with COVID. COVID was the trigger, but that's not the reason. So what do you do? Well, as I've been telling people since 2018, I've been telling you since January 16, 2018, when I said there is going to be a correction in 2018. And that was January. And the correction came in the last quarter of 2018. The market went down 20%. Exactly what I said was going to happen happened because of what's going on with QE. And then I said from there what's going to happen. This market's going to collapse, and what's going to collapse this market eventually is going to be the big tech stocks in China. Well, guess what? The big tech stocks are now collapsing, and China is ready to collapse. But nobody wants to hear it. They just want to put their head in the sand and buying a dip. No, don't do that. When I come back, I'm going to tell you what you have to do.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
What is happening is the economy is very strong, unemployment's low, earnings for many companies are at records.
Unbelievable. Listen to this.
And frankly, in 2021, earnings did support a lot of multiple expansion. It was a great year for earnings.
In 2021, earnings were negative. We're negative.
The economy is in good shape. Earnings are great.
Are you kidding? For the first part of January, for the month of January, they printed $30 billion to do stock buybacks to drive this market back up, $30 billion. And guess what? earnings are in the hole. These people just lie. But that's okay because we don't follow them. How can they say the economy is terrific when the S&P right now has the same lack of diversification that caused the dot-com crash in 2020? How can they say that? How can they say that? This is crazy. This is nuts. I mean, oil is at a 7-year high. We're going to hit $100 a barrel. People can't even afford the gasoline, but they're saying the economy's great. 7-year high. $100 a barrel, going to be right there pretty soon. So at the same time, you got gasoline and heating prices increasing. People can't afford it. And remember, they've never, ever tried to pull back on stimulus when disposable income is negative. That's almost insane to do that. If you're going to, if you want to taper, disposable income has to be positive so people can afford the rise in rates. The rise in rates. If you're going to remember what's going to happen in another 3 weeks, credit card payments are going to go up, mortgage payments are going to go up, business loans are going to go up, home improvement loans are going to go up, auto loans, student loans. Well, we already have coffee and chicken and beef and all up. People are choking. Oil up. And they're saying this is a great economy? This is a great economy? They just lie. They just lie. How can they say it's a great economy when our labor cost is too high? While productivity is too low? Oh, but I see. Biden brings in all the geniuses. And they tell him what to. Can you imagine that? He sits in that Oval Office and he calls the dumbest people for advice. The dumbest people. It's hard to fathom. Nobel Prize winners. Now, if you want to know what the economy is going to do and the inflation is going to do, bring into your office, Mr. President, a carpenter, a mason. Bring into your office a guy who stock shelves at a supermarket. Bring into your office a truck driver, a guy who puts drywall up, an electrician. Bring those guys. Get rid of those phonies. Get rid of these idiots you got sitting around you. Are you kidding me? You want to know what's going on? Those are the people you ask and you'll get the best advice. Those are the people you go to. The people who made this country, the real Americans, who just want a decent day's pay. That's all. They just want a decent day's pay. They just want to pay their bills. Don't tell them how great the economy is. Don't lie to them. You think they're stupid? But you do. You don't think they know the national debt's too high? The other reason why things have gotten so out of whack, remember, he was writing out all these checks. Remember, he was writing out the checks for when people couldn't meet their rent payment, they couldn't meet their mortgage payments. He wrote $10 billion to subsidize mortgage payments and rent payments. He was sending child care, each child $2,000. Remember when he had the 41 million student loans paused? He sent $1,400 to each individual. That's why we are where we are. Nobody, when I was coming up and broke, nobody ever subsidized my rent. Nobody subsidized my rent. I used to go, and anybody will tell you it runs a business. You don't even take a pay for yourself for months and months and months. You eat bread and onions, trying to survive so you can pay your people to keep going, That's what makes the country great. So what do? We're going to take the stocks that are going to go down during this crash, and we're going to make money on them. That's what we're going to do. The minute the S&P breaks, two things are going to happen. If the S&P breaks the low, mark this down, the low of 420.76, that's when the market is going to have one hell of a crash. Right there. And they're going to do everything they can to try to stop it. Now, if Powell becomes a coward and he decides not to taper back, not to raise rates, and all of a sudden he turns around and says, I decided I'm going to start cutting rates again. And I'm going to start buying more treasuries to get the rates down to push the market back up. That'll last. The market will go up probably to September, October next year. And during that time, by the time we hit September or August, people will be having to make a decision. Do I pay my car payment? Do I pay my house mortgage? Do I pay for gasoline? I got to get rid of one of them. If he decides to go that route, all he's going to do again is make the rich richer. And he may decide to do that and destroy Main Street. And that's why I beg you, please, for 10 days free, join my gang. So if that is the case, all my members will be fine. Because we'll be making money as the market goes down. We'll be making money as the market goes up. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Click where it says Get Started. Click on where it says Working Investor Group for 10 days. And what a difference it's going to make. And remember, during that 10 days, you select out of our portfolio. You can select out of my personal portfolio or the Working Investor portfolio. And Steve, every day, who's the head of our education department, will tell you exactly what to do. You don't even have to go to class. You don't have to learn anything. Just follow what he tells you to do. It's a great program, especially for people who are busy. Busy. If they just follow what he says to do. So like today at 2 o'clock, everything will be recorded here. Here's one stock here he's talking about.
And, if you are, trading with money that you've made in the market, you're not risking anything, and you want to try adding some today, that's fine. You could do that just because of the pattern you got there and the good, strong.
So he'll tell you what to do. Does anybody tell you what to do? The 401k does anybody ever call you from your 401k and tell you, here's what we're going to do? No. And the sad thing is when the market goes down, you just got to sit there. You just got to sit there and take and get hit. And they don't care about you because there's no fiduciary relationship between you and the guy running the 401k. What the hell does he care about you? He admits it. There's no fiduciary relationship.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
And we tried to change that. We fought for years that Wall Street would have to have a fiduciary relationship with the people in the 401k. They're too powerful. It'll never happen. So why don't you join my gang for 10 days? I'm reaching out to you. Then all I ask you to do is you start doing well, and you will. And you know what you're going to be really surprised at once you're a gang member? I mean, it's going to stun you when you're a gang member. You say, God, I can't believe this. I'll tell you what it is when I come back from my break. Join my gang free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. This segment is sponsored by KDOW AM 1220 San Francisco, KLFE AM 1580, The Answer in Seattle, 860 AM, The Answer in Tampa, and 930 AM, The Answer in Sarasota, my hometown, and also 93.7 FM, The Answer in Sarasota, and KSBN 1230 Spokane, Washington. Okay, I got those done. Next, tonight, go to my site, philsgang.com, my YouTube channel, okay, and my YouTube channel, and where I'm going to give you a wrap. It's free. I wrap for the week, tell you exactly what happened, what you can expect. And also remember, we stream live on YouTube and Rumble, okay? All right, so this week I showed my members, I said, look, this rally that you're seeing right now is a trap. It's called the relief rally. And the people who are going to get trapped are what we call the tourist investors who don't know what they're doing. They listen to these gangsters on the Fox Business News Network and all the other fake business news networks. And I drew a chart for them. And I drew this little chart and I put it up against the trend of the S&P. And I said, here is what's going to happen. I will show you. And it happened exactly like I showed it. I said, their job, the fake business news network, to get your attention, to get your hope up, And how they get your hope up, and then your optimism, then your belief as the market started to climb this week, climb back up. How do they get that hope up? What do they do? Well, this is how they do it, right? You hear it all the time. They just tell you every day how everything is just wonderful.
Jobs are plentiful, wages are going up.
And that's not true at all. Wages aren't going up.
That means we have now created over 2 million jobs in total since I took office. More jobs than ever been created in the...
And that's not true at all. None at all. That's a whole big lie right there. Because when he sent everybody home and when they came back to work, they didn't get fired. Those aren't new jobs he created. A new job that's created is a new company opens, a new small business opens. And he's going to hire 5 or 6 or 7 people or 20 people. That's job creation. You don't send somebody home because they got the COVID and sick, and then they come back and you count them as a job. That's what this guy did. That's what he did. That's what a phony he is. That's what he did.
The consumer is fine. Wages are up.
Oh, consumer fine. Wages are up. No, the consumer's not fine. And the wages are not up. The consumer's not fine at all. The wages are a big problem. They're negative. They're negative. The earnings of wages are negative. When you adjust for inflation, they are negative. No, people aren't doing well at all. In fact, this is the 10th straight decline of wages. Hourly wages for the past 12 months are down nearly 2%. They're not up. They're not up. It's a bold-faced lie. But they don't care how much they lie. This is what their job is. And I showed them on my chart. I started out with the hope, the optimism, the belief, and I said, then we're going to get into the greed. And then all of a sudden, the market's going to start pulling back, and that's what we saw today. And now people will get into denial. Oh, no, it'll go back up. It'll go back. Everything's fine. It's going to go back up because you're going to have all these people coming on and tell you how great the economy is.
Inflation is going to get to where we need it to get to. Employment is going to continue to grow. And we're going to get to a very strong economy, and we're going to maintain a strong economy even as we return to a more historically normal stance for our policy.
We're going to return to our normally stance for our policy. What the hell does that mean? We're going to return to our normal stance for maybe I got to bring somebody in from one of those. What's he call him? Biden? No, Nobel Prize winner or whatever they call him. Unbelievable. Yeah, play it.
When can Americans expect some relief from this soaring inflation?
According to Nobel laureates, 14 of them that contacted me and a number of corporate leaders.
Yeah, that's what you need. That's what we need. More corporate leaders who made a fortune on stock buybacks. And what they did, instead of taking the $20 million or billion dollars they made and plow it back into the company to buy new machinery, new equipment, new technology, so you, the worker, could increase your productivity. And when you increase your productivity, you'd be getting an increase in wage. And when you get an increase in wage, then you could get an increase in savings. And then you can get an increase in spending. And then that's how we grow. That's how we grow. Our economy grows from spending. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. And then when you work and we get new machinery, equipment, our productivity goes, our wages go up, our standard of living goes up, and then the economy grows. What a wonderful thing. But they took all that away from us starting in 2008. They took that away from us because they figured out a way to move stocks up without having to have profits. They had to only go to the tech stocks. They only had to go to the growth stocks. See, they couldn't go back to the value stocks like bank stocks or materials or healthcare, because they need true earnings. They need earnings to go up. Oh, not tech stocks. They knew that in 2008. Hey, guys, we don't need any profits. Just keep those yields down, and we'll drive those stocks straight up 650%, and we'll make a fortune. Well, what about Main Street? You're screwing them because every time we do that, inflation goes up, and not only inflation goes up, but every dollar in their wallet is getting killed. Every dollar their purchasing power is getting killed. And they say, well, what do we care? What the hell do we care? We don't care. You think Congress cares? Are you kidding? You think really Congress cares? You think Pelosi cares? No, she's got the inside information. She's got the inside information by Microsoft because she knew that Microsoft, they're doing, I forgot what it was on their cell phone, and they had to get a law passed, and she passed it for them, and she made like $30 trillion because they got a military got a military contract. So here's what we got to do here. I'm begging you, help St. Jude. It's a good deal. I'm reaching out to you. I'm going to help you. Now, if you're in a 401k, I don't know what you can do. Because you're not going to pay attention to me, because you're not going to get out of your 401k, because you're the biggest scam, and it was so successful. They couldn't sell a 401k to save their lives until they came up with a scam of, we're going to match you. We're going to give you a match. And I don't have time to talk about that, but you don't really get a match. You do not get a match, okay? But that's what keeps everybody in that garbage 401k. If I could just convince you, why don't you just take the spiders? Just take the spiders, the S&P 500, and don't invest in anything else. Join my gang, take the spiders, and then Steve tells you when to buy them. Then he's going to tell you when to short them. And all we do, when they start going down, we do what we call an inverse. Big fancy word. It means nothing more than there's a stock you buy. It's SDS. And it goes up. And when it goes up, you're making money as the market goes up. So easy, your children could do it. If all you did, and if you could convince your kids for the next 20 years to take whatever money they have and put them in the spiders, and then take the color-coded chart that tells you when to buy, when to add, when to turn around, they're going to go back down, and to sell it short so you're making money on the way down instead of losing money. If all you did was the spiders, you don't need anything else. You don't need Apple. You don't need Microsoft. You don't need the Tesla. You don't need any of that garbage. Just the spiders. God, if you just joined the gang and followed us with the spiders, you'd have a great retirement. You don't have any great retirement now because you don't have a pension. You have a garbage 401k. Think about these garbage 401ks. What garbage? It's the only product that people buy. They know nothing about it. They don't know its cost. They don't know its value. They don't know anything about the 401k. They know nothing. They just buy it because somebody matches them, they're told. You put in $2, I get $2. What are you, nuts? 401k. Unbelievable. $8 trillion. Think about this. They printed $8 trillion from 2008 to 2021 to push up the tech stocks. And all you had to do is be in the gang. But look, we'll catch the other side on the way down. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Click where it says get started. Click on where it says Working Investor Group. 10 days free, and it will make a big difference in your life. It's free, for heaven's sakes. Or 10 days. I'll reach out to you. You reach out to St. Jude.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make my dreams come.